Let's say that today is your one day off of school and you decide to spend this whole day practicing your instruments, which you have a ginormous amount of just lying around. It's not just me, okay? So the problem with this is you only have a certain amount of time to play these instruments. You have 4 hours to play all of your your instruments. You have 6 instruments in total. You have to play each instrument for a minimum of an hour and no more than that. So at the end of the day, you should have played 4 instruments each for an hour each, and the order in which you play them matters. Your first practice session will usually be a lot more effective and advance you more than your last practice session. Your 6 instruments that you play are guitar, violin, ergo, harmonica. How many different possible practice schedules and routines could you create out of this scenario? So, when you might have tried to calculate how many instruments there are, you may have done something like guitar, violin, erhu, harmonica, and then gone ukulele, violin, harmonica, and then erhu, or piano, violin, harmonica, erhu, and it would be really confusing because eventually, as you continue to do this, you realize that there's a lot of different combinations in this sequence. So I'm going to show you an easier, more efficient way to calculate this. So, we know we have like 4 slots on the bottom, and each of these is our hours. So like this is our first hour, our second, third, fourth. Now each of these hours, we can play one of our 6 instruments. So for our first hour, how many choices will we have? Our answer would be 6, because we have 6 instruments total, so we can have 6 we can play that round. Simple as that. Now for our second one, you might go, well that's 6 too, because we have 6 instruments total. But we must remember that we cannot play the same instrument more than 1 hour. So really, whatever instrument we picked here, we cannot pick for the second row. So that would be 6 minus 1, or 5. Then if we go to the third row, we've already played 2 of our instruments from the day, so 6 minus 2 equals 4. For our fourth one, we've already played 3 instruments out of our 6. 6 minus 3 equals 3. So now, once we've done that, we have to calculate, we can times all these numbers together to get our answer. 160 different combinations. Now this process is a lot easier than if you had done it by hand. Now, you might be wondering what would happen if we actually allowed repetition. So we could have played guitar for 2 hours, or we could have played for 4 hours. How would that change our system? So let's start back up with our 4-hour slots. Now in our first slot, we have 6 instruments we can play because that's our 12. In the second slot, we also have 6 instruments. This is because we can now repeat the instrument. So really, there's no subtracting one like the last section because we can repeat. Well, without repetition, we would actually subtract 1. In our third slot, we have another 6 because the same thing happens. In our fourth slot, we have a final 6. This ends up being 6 to the 4th power because it's 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. And 6 to the 4th power It's just a different way of writing out this. So that is how you do permutations